What is the one thing that money cannot buy? I'll tell you, some peace of mind. There is one thing though that money can definitely buy. A really, really good film. My name is Kachi Ofia and I'm live in Cannes for the Cannes Film Festival 2024. And allow me to introduce to you Le Cinéma du Monde, right here at the French Pavilion, put together by the French Institute. Today it is hosting the opening of La Fabrique Cinema. Around the world, one of the biggest issues for filmmakers is funding. How to get access to funds to create these films. And then when you get access to create these films, distribution. How to get access to the right networks to distribute your movies. La Fabrique Cinema is an institution that has been put together by the French Institute to enable filmmakers around the world thrive in their respective arts. We are live today at the opening where we have 12 different filmmakers who have been shortlisted to showcase their films. So excited, so glad, so privileged. Let's head right in. The Institut Français is a French public institution in charge of France's foreign cultural policy operations. It works under the authority of the French Ministry of Europe and Foreign Affairs and the French Ministry of Culture. Its main missions are to support international development of French creators and cultural and creative industries, strengthen dialogue between cultures, languages and societies, and support the French cultural network abroad. One of the avenues to do this is through the creative program La Fabrique Cinema. For the year 2024, headed by Philippe Lacote. In 2014, Philippe Lacote's first feature film, Run, was selected at Cannes in the Un Certain Regard category. La Nuit des Rois, his second feature film, selected at La Fabrique Cinema, had its world premiere in Venice. Produced by Banshee Films, it won numerous awards, including the Amplify Voices Prize at the Toronto International Film Festival and the Youth Jury Award in Rotterdam. The film had its distribution in the US by Neon and was shortlisted for the 2021 Academy Awards.
Ce soir ou demain, dès que la lune rouge va sortir, tu devras nous raconter des histoires. Crois-moi, ce n'est pas un jeu.
I think the creativity, the talent in Africa is amazing, but somehow it does not yet reflect in the world market of cinema. So the idea is to make everyone aware of the creativity, the pool of talents that is in Africa, and to open up doors in a market that has been historically dominated by Europe and by the US as far as movies are concerned.
This year there is one project from Africa. Yeah. I would say, from Ivory Coast, Joël Akafu. So I think that it's important to encourage African cinema, but maybe to encourage more at the beginning, more earlier, like a pre-lab, like a first incubator to help these producers and to help these directors to be able to present their project in La Fabrique.
I think I would like to mention also that Philippe is the mentor of La Fabrique Cinema 2024, but he was a project bearer several years ago, and this project have lived a very inspiring life, and his movie La Nuit des Rois, The King's Night, has gone all the way to the Oscars. So I think it is very inspiring for everyone here to listen about Philippe Lacote's experience and to share with him, and to listen also to his advices to younger directors, younger producers. So that's why we asked him to be the mentor of La Fabrique Cinema this year.
It's important when you come from a country who is not a mainstream industry to be open and to come to meet other as a people in cinema to discuss with co-producer, to discuss with world sales, and to discuss with other directors from other countries. It's also this opportunity. If you are from Syria, you will discuss with a director from Nigeria. You will meet a director from Egypt, and it's also very important to share your experience with other directors. So I will say this is my main advice: to come here, to be open, and to try to listen, to be open to all these opportunities.
This is Gibri Allen, his film Raised by Goats, which he produced alongside Nadine Rawlins, the director of Raw Management and president of WIFT Jamaica, was shortlisted by the La Fabrique program.
So hi, my name is Nadine Rawlins. I am the producer of Raised by Goats from Jamaica. Now, I'm here with my director, Gibri Allen, and we're very, very, very excited to be participating in La Fabrique. Now, we are the first project out of Jamaica, so of course, we're excited to be here. La Fabrique is just amazing. We're so happy that La Fabrique has decided to select our project to be a part of this extraordinary program. We have met with so many industry professionals. I cannot tell you how much that is meaningful to us, because we're talking to people about distribution, sales, funders, which is really, really what we need. We really need distribution, we need sales, and we need funders. So Raised by Goats is here at La Fabrique, and we are super excited to share this story with you.
Places like this, La Fabrique, running concurrent with Cannes Film Festival, is incredibly important, to help encourage funding for the films, because these films, they take a long time. You're living with these stories for 3-4 years. So to get funding, particularly coming from a place like Jamaica that doesn't really have an established film industry, so coming here and getting that international attention to possibly bring production and distributions and sales, it's a huge part of the filmmaking process.
The film Raised by Goats is a multi-generational, suspenseful drama set in 1962 Jamaica about a grief-stricken woman, Trudy, who finds renewed hope and new love within the mysterious and mystical Blue Mountains of Jamaica.
When we got the email, I can tell you this. Gibri called me, and we both screamed, we cried, and we screamed again. Because when we want to share this story with the world, and the only way we can do this, coming from a country like Jamaica, where we are seen as like a minority, of course. We don't really have many films coming out of my country. We're known for reggae music, we're known for sea and sand and beauty, but we have incredible stories that we want to share, and the only way we can do that is if we can collaborate. So La Fabrique have provided that platform for us to share with the world. They have opened up the doors so we can have meetings with people. This would not have been possible on our own. So we are so happy and we are so grateful for this institution to welcome us to participate in this extraordinary program.
For Martica Ramirez Escobar, she is very grateful for the opportunity presented by the La Fabrique program, not only to be coached, but to be directed as well.
I'm not sure how our film got discovered, but we submitted because we have colleagues and friends who have been part of La Fabrique before. So they encouraged us to submit, and now that we're here, we feel very lucky because we're coached very closely, we're guided, and now it feels like we're much closer to making our film soon.
Her film follows Lucia, a curious tour guide who unknowingly meets her father for the first time and lives vicariously through two people, a pet shop owner who tries to keep a dying mermaid alive and a fish vendor whose long-missing husband reappears from nowhere.
Arriving here, I would say I'm a very lost filmmaker, but with the coaches and the program and the one-on-one meetings, the masterclass, it feels like we are given a clearer path on how to navigate our journey in making this second film.
As a producer, Moinuddin Jalali, the founder of Two People Production, a producer and director who is based in Ukraine and Iran, explains why the La Fabrique cinema stands out from other funding opportunities. He is the producer of the shortlisted film, The Echo of the Leopard.
As a filmmaker, La Fabrique is a really huge opportunity for me and for our project. because there are lots of other film markets in the world. We already visited one 2 months ago, but it's not only a film market, it's a residency, it's basically a group of people who are trying to help you in different ways, and it really boosts the chances for the project. And you only can have an idea of what exactly it is by participating in this, by being here.
La Fabrique Cinema accepts all types of stories. However, I noticed a common feature with each film: heart. Each filmmaker has a heart for filmmaking. Take Abdallah Al-Khatib from Algeria, who was a refugee and is retelling his story in his film Daghs Hiem.
Everyone, my name is Abdallah Al-Khatib. I am a Palestinian Syrian film director. I'm based right now in Germany. I'm here in program Fabrique Cinema with my new feature fiction film, Das Heim, Refuge. It's a film revolved around the camp for refugee women in Germany and how they try to struggle the system to stay in Germany, because most of them could be deported from Germany because they have other fingerprint in other country, or they are coming from country what the German government considered as safe country. So the story take place in Germany and inside camp for refugees. And I was born as a refugee, so I know exactly what does it mean to be a refugee, and I'm right now in Germany as refugees too. So this story is true story. And I tried in this film to show the refugee in other way, how we used to see it in the cinema as the victims and the people looking just for better life. It's not just about looking for better life. It's about human, about stories, not about numbers.
Le Cinéma du Monde hosted the La Fabrique Cinema, courtesy of the French Institute. It became a safe space for the shortlisted filmmakers to interact with other filmmakers and potential funders. Understanding the program, it becomes a family within a short period of time.
In La Fabrique, because we have 20 people, one producer, one director for each project, so 10 projects. So it is like a family. They create bonds. They do not only make connections with producers from all over the world. They create relations between them, and this is a family that will be a very supportive family for years and years. It's not only that you come from for 1 year in La Fabrique and in Cannes Film Festival. It is a journey. It is really creating bonds, creating a community. And I think it is also about giving self-confidence to directors or producers that are maybe at a very early stage of their career. They maybe lack this self-confidence. They are not sure, that their project is really worthy. And it is about helping them to get that confidence. That's why it's also a program that is quite selective. It's very selective. We have a panel of experts that chooses the program that will make it to La Fabrique. So definitely we put a lot of emphasis on the artistic quality, on the chances for the project to become an actual movie. And so the artistic quality is very, very important.
Not about the perpetrator.
Apart from the structure built for these filmmakers, several panel discussions were held in the advancement of the film industry globally, one of which was a roundtable on preventing and combating sexist and sexual violence in the film industry. This roundtable followed discussions on sexism and sexual violence as a hindrance towards the economic and creative progress of the movie industry globally.
Those people who want to enter the journey of change together with you, search these safe spaces. It's not everyone. It's okay. It's okay to take leadership. Imagine that you're on a big boat. Not everyone have to steer the boat.
Yeah.
That's fine. Some people will take responsibility, some people will just follow. I believe when it comes to change of structure, and then suddenly we adapt to something. The good thing with being a bit older, You and me, we maybe the same age, I don't know. But if you have experience, you know that things has changed in a good way. And it will continue to change. And that's great.
We talk about sexual harassment, and what I said, I think we should be careful talking about sex, because it's not about sex, it's about power, it's about misuse of power. And it's about structure, it's about pattern in structures of imbalanced power, where the symptom give sexual harassment, but the problem is the imbalance of power, and that is a structural problem. And that ticks back to a colonial problem, to a patriarchal problem, to white supremacy problem, to toxic masculinity problem. It's all come from the same source, imbalance of power, which I think is very important to remember when you talk about these issues, because we have to deal with sexual harassment, we have to take care of victims, we have to prevent it, but if we want to heal it, we need to see a bigger picture.
I believe that it's important for media to portray survivors and not victims, to focus on the healing process and like success stories on overcoming and surviving violence, and not on the perpetrator and who did what, do I believe him or not, because it's starting to become kind of a new entertaining channel. All these like trials that are going online and people are kind of following it but not supporting the victim, just like ripping them apart a little bit. So I believe it's important to focus on how we portray these cases in order to help to fight sexual harassment and gender inequality, and not to give patriarchy a new platform to make us smaller.
After 5 intensive days, from empowering filmmakers across the globe to fostering relationships between different cultures to build the idea of a globally connected cinematic experience, La Fabrique Cinema offers the French Institute a huge opportunity, the bigger picture, an opportunity to be part of the global cinema. In a world where funding for filmmakers is a poignant issue, the French Institute simply wants to know, how can they take your project from paper to screen? For Arise News, I'm Kachi Ofia in Cannes.